It absolutely.
I think 2 months in advance.
Good.
Your spring going well.
2 months is good.
Going on outside.
The pond thing.
I just don't know wonder I was.
Last year with music.
Why?
Sounds good. Hello, Missy. What you doing? I couldn't. Right. That's
Like to start the work session recording?
There's something, I wasn't here, they probably weren't trying to say.
I don't know.
I think it's just misstated. It shows me present and all.
You should talk to her during the work session, so. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Oh, we're okay. Okay, the work session for the ARB May 28th meeting is in session. Everybody silence your phones if you haven't already.
Yeah.
You sure about that date?
Yeah, wait, no, I'm sorry, it was March that it was, never mind,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah. Months are running together.
They were.
Yeah. No, Monday will not be here. Commissioner Rhodes. Are you in town, next month for the meeting? If Linda's not gonna be. Just wanna put that in your awareness that Linda's not gonna be.
What show is that?
Put it, yeah, I'm putting it in your awareness so that. I know August, we don't have a meeting.
Right. Right.
Oh, yeah, July does come after August. I was fast tracking August. Oh, boy. Don't wanna do that, right? Lucas, you had emailed about an application that would not be seen, was it today or for the next meeting? The email that you sent today earlier,
Oh, so they applied for tonight's meeting.
but it's not on the agenda.
We're not even in the.
Okay. Right, so it's not on the agenda, okay, okay.
Yeah. This Army one. Thank you. I won't start charging on it, but it should be great. Get back.
For that.
No, it's been 3
To,
months.
okay.
Okay. This is.
This will be the third, yeah.
And that was. So because it's. Issue of the city, right, because they have built it all on the city property. That'll take
I think there was a little bit more to that in terms of concerns.
Oh, no, but that was one of the
Yes,
things that was like a legal.
right. That was trying to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're ready to bring our meeting to order. The regular public meeting for the ARB, May 28th, is now in session. Are we ready? Awesome. You let me know.
Okay.
Okay. The Architectural Review Board public meeting for May 28th is now in session. Please silence all phones. First item on the agenda is roll call.
Sylvia Woods. Linda Sanchez.
Robin Myers.
Buzz Riley.
Okay. So the first item on the agenda is a new public hearing, 3.1457 North Columbus Avenue in the R1 4.5 Single Family Residence District. The ARB has received an affidavit of sign posting. The owner is Kalisha Roswell. Hi, Kalisha. Represented by Domus Construction Inc. Hello, Domus. Okay, so the applicant is requesting a certificate of appropriateness to replace an existing slate roof on the existing residence with a new asphalt shingles. You may present your application. Please state your first and last name once you've passed out your materials.
So, my name is James Skowski.
Thanks.
Thank you, James. James, your name is on this paperwork?
Now it is
Oh, how do you spell your last name?
Skowski, LYCZKOWSK.
Thank you. Ready whenever you are to tell us about the application.
Okay, so on the front porch and back porch, there's currently asphalt shingles there. We'll be stripping that off. Putting drip edge, which is just a metal flashing piece, 2 courses of ice and water. Pro armor on those on the slate section. You pull off all the slate. Typically, there's like furring strips underneath. You have to put new plywood down. And then the same process. Ice and water shield, drip edge. Pro armor, which is the synthetic underlaid paper, and then starter strip. And then you do your typical shingle process.
Is the slate roof leaking?
Yes,
Tell us about that.
we kind of like repaired a couple years ago, but they're like coming down because it's so old. So we tried to remedy it a couple of times and it's just not holding, it's just replaced.
You didn't have a regular annual maintenance program for your slate?
I'm sorry,
You didn't annually have a slate maintenance
no, the first couple of years I moved there, I was a new homeowner, I didn't know about it, when we found out about it, I've had like 3 times we tried to remedy the situation and this is our second year trying to just replace the roof because every time we tried to remedy it, they call off for, you're not taking, and the gentleman that came last time says, you guys just need to replace the roof. And the first year, not 2024, 2023, we got an estimate to replace it. You just couldn't afford it, then last year, it's finally when we saved up enough to finally say we just have to replace it, because we can't afford for it anymore. But we've had a couple of times to remedy the roof.
How long have you owned the property?
I've owned the home since 2012. And within the last 5 years, we've had 3 fixes in the same spot.
So just so you know, and I understand exactly what you're sharing with me, but typically with slate roofs, they require, you know, someone who understands slate roofing material to, you know, check the roof, replace any broken slates, tell you if, you know, it's been compromised in an area, so it doesn't get to that point where it was leaking.
Yeah, I apologize.
No worries.
The first couple of years, I was, you know, they were like, oh, you got a slate roof, it lasts forever. We're like, okay.
Mm.
But then when it started, you got someone in there and he specialized in it, and I was trying to find a receipt of the guy, because he specialized in slate.
Right.
He did try to remedy it, it just,
So it started leaking a few years after,
yes.
so you were having issues a few years
Yes,
after you
it's
moved
been a
in?
few years, yeah. Few years, and we've tried like patching. And the patching doesn't seem to hold, or doesn't seem to take. And it's an older home, it needs repair, like, from, you know, and to get to everybody, it's just not, no longer cost effective, I need patching. I might as well save and replace the entire unit. You know, that's.
And then some parts are already asphalt,
It's the front porch, the top,
Shepherd.
the top of the front porch, and it's like a little part in the back deck, not the top, the roof itself.
it's
Is
still
all
slate.
slate, but it's like over the porch, it
Mhm.
has like an asphalt, and I purchased it.
Mhm, mhm.
But we tried.
Is the entire roof being replaced?
Yes, the entire whole roof.
Including.
Yes, yes.
And I just shared that with you because sometimes we don't know when we move into a home that has this beautiful roof.
Yes.
We don't know the maintenance that it needs. And then we end up losing that character. That's the only reason that I share that with you.
Completely understand now, I wish I tried,
Yeah.
I wanted to keep it,
Mhm.
because we tried, when we had our chimney flash. It was the gentleman that went up on the chimney, like, you know, there's certain spots. Had someone come in and try to do that, and that was on a different side of the house, so it's like to remedy it
Yeah.
a little different, and where my house is located, our neighbors have such tall trees.
Trees,
And it just keeps wreaking havoc
yeah,
on the slate.
yeah,
And it's not easy to get someone to go up because our building is tall, so every time we have to call someone out, it costs us extra because of the height of the house.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's not cost effective to
Mhm.
keep remedying the slate.
Mhm.
While it is beautiful,
Mhm.
I just can't afford to patch when it keeps making bigger patches. I would rather just replace it and have a warranty on the roof that I can have someone come in.
And maintain.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's still gonna require a level of maintenance.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, these things we wish we knew when we were looking
You
at.
know, a lot of people
houses.
tell you get a house and it's the
Uh.
best thing, but when you get into it, no one gives you the full guidelines on maintenance of this,
Yeah.
and that. So
I understand.
I'm learning, it's a learning
I
process.
understand.
So there's a beautiful architectural detail, like the ridge line, at the roof. Are you gonna try to maintain that at all?
I will maintain as much, I just want to change the roof, I am not changing anything.
You know what I'm talking about, that.
Maybe she doesn't. Will you show it to her so she? Are you the one that came in on crutches?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
So this, I don't know exactly what that is. It looks like a terracotta.
Uh-huh.
But it adds some character
Oh.
to the ridge line of the roof.
Okay.
I mean, if it can't be saved, it can't be saved.
Can it be saved?
What is it?
But but if you also look at the side, it's like where it's leaking, we have Yankee gutters, so that part of it is rotting out, there's literally a hole there now. So it's, is there more pictures I would like to? If you look here, this whole entire side, the birds, because of the way it's leaking, is literally, I have holes here and holes here from the birds and stuff, because of the way the gutters are, this downspout from.
Are you changing the gutters also?
Yes.
So they're Yankee gutters, so what we have to do is close them in. So basically, because the Yankee gutters, similarly put it, they're built into the roof system.
Right.
Right? They get so much water for how long,
Right,
it's. When you're in roofing practice, you take the plywood that you're putting down on the roof,
right,
right? Because when you pull, there's the gaps, you need to cover it all up. So you go over top of the Yankee gutter, you install a fascia board and then you cap it all off, so then you could put regular like shot hanging gutters or mounting gutters.
is that what you'll be doing?
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay,
So that wasn't the detail I'm talking about,
Yeah, so you're talking about, so when you have the pitch of the roof, right? The slate, since it's stone, you can't bend the stone, so that's just the ridge cap for the slate. That's gonna be much heavier, where even if you're being gentle, it could damage that asphalt sheet.
after you install.
Yeah, so that's gonna come off with all the slate. You put all the plywood down, and then when you're shingling up. To the ridge, they have a system where you put a ridge vent that allows the heat in the attic to exhaust. And then it has its own ridge cap that's made for asphalt.
And do you have a sample of the material?
Yes. This is the asphalt shingle, and this is the color that she opted to.
the Williamsburg gray,
Did you consider any of the asphalt shingles that look are meant to mimic slate?
We do have that. There's a specific shingle called slate stone that Owens Corning creates. It's more like gray scales. So it mimics the slate.
GAF makes one too.
Side, but it's also her house. We can't tell her to put it.
well, it's not a question of telling, it's a question of sharing. What's out there and the impact visually and cost wise and. Other, to those.
It's I looked at, I like the color that was a little bit lighter. My concern is that my neighbor has these trees that are towering over our home. And it's like, I give it a couple of years and it's gonna be like black because of her trees are like mounted over the house. When it was slate, the stone is not gonna get as discolored and it's gonna wash off, but in my house, which don't get a lot of sun because of their tree, it's gonna be like a dark color and it's just gonna look like moss is growing on the roof. So that's why I didn't opt for the color that matched the slate, because I did like it, but I just
So
thought.
it's more of a shadowing and material
Yeah.
difference, as it is, more than it is color,
Yeah.
just kind
I
of.
have no issue with the color.
Yeah.
I think the color that this is fine, but there is an asphalt shingle that is meant to look like slate without being slate and not really looking like slate behind it. And I don't know the cost difference, so I
When it comes to the shingle colors, there's no difference.
Not color.
No,
So isn't it
the
you
top.
talking about like
The slate shingle.
like an alternative slate, like
And
not the slate stone, but the slate look like that.
And asphalt.
Slate.
Yeah. Based off. So they have different ratings, that one specifically would be more, cause it's more of a designer.
So to,
Sure, with that owner, we'll sort of,
I'm
What
gonna
is
go
the
visit
warranty
you now.
on this?
That's right. The warranty is 130 miles per hour, limited, it says limited warranty, what does that mean?
It's a 50 years,
50?
yeah, 50 years, 25 on,
Yeah, that doesn't, although I have to say, that's not too far off. Does it really, like that? It's gonna have that sort of depth to get the shadow.
yeah,
Okay. So I looked at Zillow, it says it was built in 38. You think that's accurate?
You know, I've been trying to find out recently, something, but it is an older,
Well,
probably it was.
I know exactly where you are, I don't live too far from
Yeah.
it,
Same.
and, yeah, same there, and when I'm coming down Devonia to.
Drive straight into,
I know.
yes, if you drive straight.
I've always been worried about people doing that, in fact, I think somebody did,
A couple of times.
Yeah.
A couple of times, we had people on the lawn from the street.
It's not 38.
so one of the things I always.
Wasn't built in
wondered is
38.
Stuyvesant Plaza's
Well,
right
he
here,
was
and all of those
asking,
homes were
share
built
that
in the
with
thirties.
He said he
The
was.
scale of those homes relative to the scale of yours,
I don't know.
yours is more reminiscent of the houses that I see on Brandon. That it's just the
Tall.
tall,
Yeah.
very high ceilings, so when I saw 38, I thought,
Yeah.
that's odd.
Yeah, no, it's very tall, and then, and you see those big old things when you drive down.
Yeah.
Over there, the tower is over, so anything lighter, and I think that's part of the problem, too, those trees, anytime there's rain, anything, boom, it licks one out, and then, so.
Okay,
The trees are inside.
and what, have you given thought to the gutter itself and what it's gonna look like? I've gone through this myself personally. I went from a 5-inch to a 5-inch to 6-inch, something like that,
yeah,
because the rains are torrential.
yes, she has a steeper roof too, so. We only do 6-inch gutters, we
Okay.
won't install 5-inch on any, even if it's a 4-slope, we don't.
But have you given thought to the style? Is it gonna be like the colonial style? Will it be the half round?
It's not gonna be, it's gonna be cat, yeah,
Which one?
so the cat. I don't have a sample of it. It has a lip on the front. So that the clip that clips from the front to the back, you use actual screws to screw into the fascia board.
So is the gutter itself round
It
or is it the colonial molding?
has like the colonial molding
Okay.
style. Yeah, if you look up,
I mean, which is very similar to what's there today. It looks like there is. That it's not a,
Yankee.
Yankee gutter.
Oh, no, it's very much a Yankee gutter, but it has some of the gutters that come down, that
Does it-
downspout.
Yeah.
With the porch, which is another story. All the water comes down the porch because there's just a gutter spout from the roof. Because it has that, and it just let out on the top of
I
the
see.
porch.
But that's gonna be remedied with your new roof.
Yes, and it's gonna replicate also gutter, because it's gonna.
Right.
All the way down.
Right.
to the off. So
Right,
We currently can't repair the porch.
but you can stop the issue and then.
And
Tackle that
fix
later.
the roof, yeah,
Mhm.
and where the gutter is, where the. Part of the gutter is, it's like it's gotten so bad that the birds are starting to be able to come in.
I know, yeah,
That's
that's what
why
happens when the wood is soft.
They're trying
Yeah.
to.
Okay, are there any further questions? Would someone like to make a motion to approve the application as submitted?
Actually, I just have one more comment. One thing,
So see here, the gutters. See how they come out?
yes, yeah.
Here.
So, but I don't consider that a Yankee gutter. Yankee gutters to me are the ones that just have the flange. That looks like a true gutter.
It's one of-
It's not the best kind, but it's more of a gutter than a Yankee.
So that's a C style, the clamp gets screwed to
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
decking, correct? So this one doesn't run through the soffit. This one currently,
Okay,
that one,
but I see on the, like there, I see that Yankee gutter. Right there
yeah,
on that. So they'll, what,
So see, this is the problem I'm having, because of the water damage. This is what one of the corners is starting to look like.
Yes.
Because of the, you know, the way the water comes down and it softens that, and then.
It's not, yeah.
Yes.
Can't manage it.
so what I was gonna ask or suggest or comment on. Please pay particular attention to where the drain pipes go, so that, because I don't see places for it to go into,
dry ones, yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of hard surface over on the site, so just please pay attention to that, because then, otherwise, that's gonna get, you'll be here for a different thing, but not.
So you heard what he said? So you heard what Commissioner Riley said. He recommended to pay close attention to where the downspouts. Basically where they lead to.
Okay.
So you wanna know where your water that's coming off the roof down the spout is going.
Okay.
So,
Wanting to go into a pervious surface, like dirt,
Oh,
lawn,
yes.
so that the water gets absorbed into the ground.
Okay.
You have a lot of hard surface with the driveway,
Right.
and I,
Well,
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. Right by the driveway next to the porch, that is dirt surface,
Yeah.
believe it or not, like. There, you go into the driveway, but if you look at, if you're able to see the road, the porch from the street. Right behind the porch, that's a garden. So the driveway looks like it's just house and driveway, no, it's house, garden, driveway.
That's fine, I just want you
Yeah,
to
no, no,
both pay attention.
yeah,
They also have, their meter extenders too, so when the downspout comes out, it has a bend away from the house. And then you can get, they're very cheap at Home Depot.
Yeah.
You can cut them up to whatever size you want, and it also gets the water further away. from
and
the
that's
house.
what you'll be doing?
So we can extend the downspout out further. We don't recommend it because the aluminum, once it gets damaged, you're not gonna get it back. So it's better because this is plastic, so if you're cutting the grass or weed whacking and a rock comes in and dents it or damages it, it's much cheaper and easier to replace than the whole downspout.
So my comment is just related to getting away from the house.
Yes.
Get it into pervious soil, pervious surface. And don't allow it to drain like right into the driveway, so it goes into the street and starts causing problems with neighbors and flooding and